Hi, my name is Rick Albertus. I'm a researcher in the field of electric mobility at the Amsterdam University of Applied Sciences. Today's lecture is the introduction to the business side of operating electric vehicle fleets. I will provide you with the insights into the developments of the electrification on a global scale, and we will take a look at the fleets in the various segments. Global sales of passenger electric vehicles are rapidly increasing, as the graph behind me shows. It has taken nearly 20 years to sell the first million electric cars on the road. Since then, the pace has accelerated significantly, only taking 18 months to sell the next million electric vehicles. 2017 was the first year that has seen over 1 million electric vehicles sold. In 2020, this more than doubled to 2.3 million cars. While in early years the market was dominated by the North American and Europe, but in more recent years the Chinese market has been the main driver for growth in sales. The previous slide showed impressive numbers of electric cars sold. However, the market share of the global passenger vehicle market is still very small at about 3%. Electric vehicle sales have been growing at an exponential rate. This exponential growth implies that this number will grow very fast in the years to come. It is predicted that by 2040, more than half of all new passenger vehicles will have an electric drivetrain. As a result of the different ambitions and circumstances as the availability of reliable electric power supply, vehicle adoption is not moving as rapidly in each country. This can best be shown by comparing adoption rates across countries in Europe. In some countries, the ambitions are high. For example, the Netherlands demand a zero-emission market share for cars at 50% and for city buses at 100% by 2025. And the sales of cars with internal combustion engines should come to a full stop in 2030. Even more extreme is Norway. It wants to end the fossil fuel car sales by 2025 already. They already achieved a market share of more than 50% in 2020. Remember that local circumstances and policies play an important role in the adoption pace. Passenger vehicles are not the only fleet of vehicles that will be electrified. Some segments have an even faster adoption rates. These other segments include motorcycles, light electric vehicle, city logistics freight trucks, heavy-duty trucks for long-haul transport, and buses for both public transport and coaches for long-haul. We will shortly discuss how fleets in these segments have been developing in the last years and which specific factors play a role in their adoption process. Currently, the electric motorcycle segment is very small and the field is dominated by startup companies looking for a new market. The motorcycle market is globally dominated by the Asian market with over 80% of all motorcycles sold in this region. Motorcycles are mostly used for daily transport in this region. With tightening air pollution and noise regulations, this could turn out to be a fast-growing segment. In other markets, the motorcycle is often more considered as a leisure vehicle, where the electric version has to compete on the customer experience, in which the noise and acceleration play an important role. On the last point, electric motors have proven to be as swift, and the question is how long it will be socially accepted that motorcycles are so loud, sometimes even passing the ear-damaging 100 decibel sound pressure. The light electric vehicle segment is one that is rapidly developing. There are already over 200 million electric bikes on the road, and global sales are over 35 million each year. Light electric 2-, 3- and 4-wheelers can be used for various transport issues, like daily commutes, city delivery, such as in the food and business, and of course also for leisure. Cargo bikes are also starting to play a more dominant role in parcel delivery, especially in traffic-ridden cities. City logistics freight is also becoming a relevant market. Cities are becoming more aware of air pollution and are starting to take measures by, for example, imposing bans for diesel-driven vehicles. Fleets that operate within these cities therefore have to switch to alternative fuels and becoming electric more often. Some local governments of cities like Amsterdam and London demand zero-emission vehicles earlier than the state or central government. The lack of available delivery van models has resulted in delivery companies such as DHL and UPS to design their own electric vehicles and taking them to the market. Also, most light and medium weight e-trucks that are in the operation today are retrofitted vehicles. although due to the market pressure, truck OEMs are starting up production now, with a multitude of vans hitting the market. This showed that this segment is willing to move faster than traditional car makers can keep up with. Although long thought as impossible with the introduction of the Nikola and Tesla Semi, also the heavy and long-haul freight trucking is a market that will be electrified soon. The fleet of long-haul trucks is actually very suitable for electrification from a business perspective. The high number of miles driven means that fuel and maintenance costs are a significant factor in the operational expenses. Due to the better energy efficiency, driving on electricity is cheaper than on diesel. Together with a significant lower maintenance cost, the total cost of ownership is potentially lower and the return on investment is quicker than in other segments. The range of the vehicles and therefore necessary rollout of rapid charging infrastructure, however, still seems to be the main challenge. Next to battery electric, some companies are therefore also looking to hydrogen fuel electric as a viable option. Buses are an excellent example of fleets in which electrification goes at a faster pace than the passenger electric vehicle market. Especially for public city transports, electric buses are an ideal solution because they travel at low speeds, have fixed routes, and fast opportunity charging possibilities at bus stops. They also provide a direct positive effect on air quality in cities. Shifting city buses to electric has to happen in sizable numbers because of the relative high investment cost of the infrastructure. Great examples in Europe can be found at Eindhoven and Amsterdam Schiphol Airport in the Netherlands, with over 100 e-buses with an advanced overhead system for fast opportunity charging. But this is a number still modest compared to the city of Shenzhen in China, which has replaced its 17,000 diesel buses to battery electric with overnight depot charging. Together with new examples in other cities, these are remarkable achievements, which will be followed by other cities very soon. For the long-haul coaches, which are used for touristic travel and where driving with multiple chauffeurs is more common, the hydrogen fuel cell electric solution sounds logical. However, developments in batteries are going so fast, the battery electric remains a good contender. The example of buses shows why public fleets are particularly good for a transition to electric. In general, this is true for all fleets in the various segments. Since they are often bought in large numbers, this provides the fleet operator with the benefits of economies of scale. Shifting the entire fleet to electric is, however, a big decision and can have an influence on the business and operations of your fleet. This series of lectures will provide you with insights on the decisions to shift to electric vehicle fleets and the implications for the operations and the wider industry from a business perspective. Thank you for watching the introduction to the business sides of electric vehicle fleets.